Blacas, my friend, you have but limited comprehension. I told you Villefort was ambitious, and to attain this ambition, Villefort would sacrifice everything, even his father. Then, sire, may I present him? This instant, Duke. Where is he? Waiting below in my carriage. Seek him at once. I hasten to do so. The Duke left the royal presence with the speed of a young man. His really sincere royalism made him youthful again. Louis remained alone, and turning his eyes on his half-opened Horace, muttered, Justum in tenacem propositorum. Monsieur de Blacas returned as speedily as he departed, but in the antechamber he was forced to appeal to the king's authority. Villefort's dusty garb, his costume, which was not of courtly cut, excited the susceptibility of Monsieur de Brézé, who was all astonishment at finding that this young man had the audacity to enter before the king in such attire. The Duke, however, overcame all difficulties with a word, His Majesty's order, and, in spite of the protestations which the Master of Ceremonies made for the honor of his office and principles, Villefort was introduced. The king was seated in the same place where the Duke had left him. On opening the door, Villefort found himself facing him, and the young magistrate's first impulse was to pause. "Come in, Monsieur de Villefort," said the king. "Come in." Villefort bowed, and advancing a few steps, waited until the king should interrogate him. "Monsieur de Villefort," said King Louis, "the Duc de Blacas assures me you have some interesting information to communicate." "Sire, the Duke is right, and I believe your Majesty will find it equally important." Okay, not too much happening in this one. A lot of in-between stuff. That's the way we do it here on the Countdown of Monte Cristo. Let's just take a minute to pause and breathe. Okay, we did that. Just kind of funny that after all of this and the urgency, sometimes something simple as dress code can stop things from proceeding. So Villefort, it seems like, doesn't waste any time after his 3 or 4 day journey, getting out of the cab and just like dusty from the road, not even bathing or sleeping, just goes directly to the king to convey what he has to convey. And you know what, folks? Here's what I just realized. We don't exactly know what he's going to convey to the king, do we? Because he read the letter that Dante had on him and then burned it, but we never read what was in that letter. So what is he gonna say here? Interesting. And in fact, we really had no indication that he was gonna go directly to see the king. We knew he was gonna go to Paris, right? He said that much, but we didn't hear what he was planning to do, which is see the king, or what he's planning to say. Okay. This could set into motion an interesting series of events. Well, and could it hurt Dante even further? Because he's already in prison going mad. But maybe it's a way to take down his dad once and for all. Is this suddenly going to pivot and be a story about Villefort and his father? That's an interesting notion. I mean, we've got so many pages in this book to explore, and we're still so early in this. I mean, I'm loving the book, but just as I paused and realized what the basic concept of the show is, we're only like 8% done, folks. Oh my god. All right, enough of that. We don't need to get stuck in real world shit. Okay. We are closing in on the end of chapter 10. Meet me here tomorrow for the penultimate episode. Maybe we'll learn what Villefort is going to say to the king before the end of this episode happens. It has to happen, right, folks? Things need to progress. That's what we say here. I'm losing my mind. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.